All right, so I was just able to check out Saturday Night, which comes out this week. It's directed by Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman. It stars Gabriel LaBelle from The Fablemans. It stars Cooper Hoffman from uh, Licorice Pizza, which I was not a fan of. I don't support that movie. He was alright. Willem Dafoe's in it. Dylan O'Brien, Corey Michael Smith, Lamorne Morris, and many. Oh, Rachel Sennott is also in it, who's terrific. And this is a spoiler-free review, although I don't think there's many spoilers to give because it's historical. Um, but going into this film, I was very excited. I grew up with Saturday Night Live. My parents were much older, and they kind of introduced me to the first generation of Saturday Night Live. So I was very familiar with John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda uh, Gilda Radner, and Chevy Chase, Garrett Morris, and all those old bits. I was familiar with the first episode, and um, I had the kind of best of each of those actors on DVD, and even up until like the era that I really remember growing up with was Adam Sandler's and Will Smith. I mean, not Will Smith's, Will Ferrell's, uh, and John Lovitz and those guys. Uh, and I've kind of been a fan of each generation of Saturday Night Live up until Amy Poehler and um, Andy Samberg, Bill Hader, Maya Rudolph, and all them. And still, I watch it now, and it's one of my favorite shows. I don't, I don't think it's the perfect show. A lot of people talk. I feel like each generation insults the next generation of Saturday Night Live because it's not, the type of humor they're used to. It's an always ever adapting show. Um, I feel like long running shows tend to be like that for shows like The Simpsons or The Simpsons or even South Park. The style and the tone changes with the times. But again, I've been a fan for as long as I can remember, and I was very excited to see this movie. Seeing the trailer got me very excited, and yeah, no, by jumping into it, I immediately thought of the bear and kind of the anxiety of getting ready to open before the restaurant officially has its first day. Everyone's stressing out, and we get to see a whole episode's length of kind of this anxiety and stress and planning and last minute changes um, before we see the final product kind of thing. Something I kind of noticed too, this whole film is supposed to take place the 90 minutes. We get to see the 90 minutes before the very first episode of Saturday Night Live, and what it took to get that episode on the air. And it starts with like 10 p.m. And at first I was kind of like, I don't really love this because, I mean, I've had this with other films that I've watched, but I feel like it's kind of too much of a reminder of. I feel like it's checking the time. I don't always want to know the time. It feels like I'm like, oh, there's only so much of the. It reminds me of how much I'm into the movie, or it reminds me of how much left there is of the movie, which I don't always love, but I kind of get it. It was a weird thing I was kind of running into while watching this film. It's kind of like the same as like pausing it and checking, oh, how far into it are we? But it's not exact, but it still makes me think about that while I'm watching. Didn't ruin the film for me. It was just a weird little thing I noticed. But it was so good. It really did capture so many. I It captured my imagination. Like I want to look into these stories more, and I know Jason Reitman tried to contact every single person who was in the room on the night of October 11th, 1975, to find out these behind the scenes stories. And like, so many times I'm like, did that really happen? Like, 20 minutes before the show was about to go live, did that really happen before, you know, everything? Like, I was pretty shocked at that. So I'm really curious, like, how much was truth, how much was exaggerated. Was very interesting to me. If it's all truth, then holy shit, that's insane. Again, even if it's not all true, I still give the show major props and respect, and certainly, hopefully, gives other people an appreciation for working in film and show business, and showing the horrible sides of show business and working in film as well, and hopefully bringing those issues to light that hopefully doesn't happen again. Weird little things. But overall, everybody was so good. The writing was really sharp. I don't know if it was Jason Reitman who wrote it. You would think, with his last name being Reitman. Let's see. Who wrote Saturday Night? Gil Kennan? Oh, and Jason Reitman. So Gil is a guy. Anyways, very good. I thought it was very funny, and everyone was so up to par. I actually didn't even recognize Gabriel LaBelle from The Fabelmans, and I thought he did a really good job as Lorne Michaels. For someone while watching the film, I was like, who is this kid? I was like, he's really playing the main character. This is crazy. I thought all the reenactments of each character was beautiful. Dylan O'Brien was very impressive as Dan Aykroyd. I wasn't really a fan of his before, but I'm like, holy shit. Lamorne Morris as Garrett Morris was very good. Is he related? No way. I wonder. No, he's not. No, he's not. But he was terrific. He was one of the best parts of the movie. Rachel Sennott was incredible, and John Belushi, who was played by Matt Wood, who seems like he's never. I was looking at his work, and he didn't. I think he's pretty new to the show, and just did such a great job. Nicholas Braun from Succession, he played Andy Kaufman and Jim Henson. I realized halfway through, like, holy shit, is that also Nicholas Braun? I was like, what the? He's playing two characters. It's so funny. Cooper Hoffman from the Licorice Pizza, like I said, he this is probably the best thing I've seen him in. I definitely prefer this over that film. But yeah, Gabriel LaBelle was so good as Lorne Michaels. Corey Michael Smith as Chevy Chase was incredible. But I always love behind the scenes type movies, anything about filmmaking. I always love, but the fact that it was about a show that I already really love and know a lot about was very exciting, and getting to learn more about something I already felt pretty familiar with, and inspires me to want to go back and watch the first episode again. And I'm like, some of these people, I'm like, I didn't know that George Carlin was like high. I didn't know these little things, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be going back and watching episode 1 of Saturday Night Live again. But highly recommended. I think it's kind of jumped up there to my top 10 of the year. So I highly recommend Saturday Night. It's going to be in theaters this week. It's in select theaters now, so there's a chance to watch it, but it fully releases this Thursday. So stay tuned. Let me know what you guys think. And are you guys going to be checking out Saturday Night? Or did you already love it or hate it? Thank you guys. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.